To start a new drawing, click this drop-down arrow by the AutoCAD icon, click New, and select Acadiso 3D for metric units and click Open. To work on parallel projection, click this drop-down arrow here by the View Cube and select Parallel, and go down to the status bar, and beside the gear icon, click the drop-down arrow and select 3D Modeling to work on a 3D environment. Now I'm going to open my reference drawing, which is this one here, and arrange the two windows side by side. So go to View and select Tile vertically. I'm just going to adjust the screen, make this narrower, and this one wider. Now I'm going to start from front view, which is this one. So bring your drawing to front view. So click Custom View and select Front. Draw a line from the center of this circle to the center of this circle here, and the distance is 240 units or 240 millimeters. So L for line. Click anywhere on the screen. Move to your right for 240 millimeters. So I'm going to work first from this end. So I'm going to create a circle. So C for circle. Click this endpoint as the center of your circle and enter 30 for radius. I'm just going to copy this one from endpoint to endpoint. I'm going to use that circle later. And I'm going to draw a line from this point to this point here. And the radius for that is 17 degrees below the x-axis from the second quadrant. So L for line. From the center or endpoint, move your cursor slightly below the second quadrant and press the Tab key and enter 197 for the angle and enter. Alright. And as you can see here, the distance from this endpoint to this endpoint is 25. So what I'm going to do is offset this one for half of 25, which is 12.5. So all for offset, enter, and enter 12.5. And click this line, click above that line, click this line, and click above that line. Now I'm just going to trim. So TR for trim command, enter twice. And just trim that one, trim this one here. So what I'm going to do is just hide this circle first, so that it's going to be out of the way. So select the circle, right click, and hover over isolate and hide object. Alright, so trim, so TR for trim command, enter twice. Just trim this one and this one. And this one, the length for this one is 27, but we only need 20 as shown here. So what I'm going to do is draw a line along this line. So L for line from endpoint. Just follow that so we have the exact angle. And just hover over that endpoint and enter 20. And then bring it down. Shift right click and select perpendicular point. And hit that perpendicular point, enter. Now I'm going to erase that. Now this is 20 as shown here. Now I'm going to trim this one. So TR for trim command, enter twice. And just remove that extra line. I'm just going to delete this one. And this arc here has a radius of 15. So go to Home. And inside the Draw panel, click this drop-down arrow and select Start and Radius option. Click this endpoint. Again, click this endpoint. Click this endpoint. And enter 15 for radius. I'm just going to erase this one. Now, I'm going to join the segment. So type J for join command. Right click to enter and just window the whole thing. Now this is one object. Now, as shown here, looking from top view, you can see the thickness for this one is 10. So what I'm going to do is extrude and use press pull command, because I'm just going to extrude it halfway so that I could center this handle here. You'll know later why. Okay, extrude. Click this object, enter, and extrude that side for 5 units. And I'm just gonna turn off the grid and select press pull command inside the modeling panel. Just hover this area, left click, let go, and bring it to this direction for 5 units. So the total now is 10. What happened is I want this to be centered. Alright, now I'm gonna work on the other end. So front view, and create this section. So C for circle, select the endpoint as the center for your circle, and the radius is 16.5 as shown here. Another circle, click the endpoint or center of that circle, type D for diameter option, and enter 25, which is this one here. Now I'm going to select polygon inside the draw panel, click this icon, and enter 6 for the number of sides, and specify center of polygon. So click the endpoint or the center of the circles and select circumscribe about circle, and just snap that intersection and just copy this one from endpoint to endpoint. Oops, let me check how many do we have here. Yeah, so we have 2 of that already. So what I'm gonna do is rotate the extra one. So RO for rotate, or you can go to modify panel, select this rotate command, specify base point, and just move it around and bring your cursor upward. Click anywhere here. You see that green dashed line? It means it's straight. Click. Oh, what happened? Okay, again rotate. Okay, what happened here is we only have 1, so I'm gonna copy this one, endpoint to endpoint. All right, now we have extra one, polyline, yes. Okay, rotate, base point, and just rotate it, and just click that endpoint. All right, now I'm gonna trim this one here to create this object here. So TR for trim command, enter twice, and go down to the command prompt and select fence, and just click here to remove that, this one here. And enter. I'm gonna trim this one. TR again for trim command, enter twice. Clean up more. Remove that. Remove this one. This one here. This one. Remove that. Now I'm going to join the segments by typing J for join command, and just window the whole thing. Now this is one object. Alright, so the next thing to do, so press the shift shift key and the wheel of your mouse, move it around. Keep on pressing the wheel. And then extrude this one, and the thickness for this section here, so this one here, is also 10. So what I'm gonna do is the same process. I'm just gonna use press pull command. So press pull inside the modeling panel, hover over this area here. Once it turns blue, left click, pull it in or out for 5 units, and then hover over this face, left click, let go, pull it out for 5 units, and enter. Alright, I'm gonna bring my drawing to front view, and what I'm gonna do is create this handle here. So what I'm gonna do is hide these two. So highlight or select those two, right click, hover over isolate, and select hide object. So I could concentrate on this portion here. Oh, I lost the circle. I'm gonna draw another circle. Okay, wait. In object isolation, I included the circle. I'm not supposed to include that. So just this one and this one here. Isolate and select hide objects. There you go. I still have this one. All right. So what I'm gonna do now is offset this one, this line, for 10 units on both sides, since the distance from here to here is 20. So O for offset and enter 10. Click this object, click above that line, click this line, and click below that line. And this one here, from here is 5. So O for offset again and enter 5. Click this line, click below that line, click this line, and click above that line. Now I'm gonna trim. So TR for trim command, and just window that, and press the shift key to extend this one. Here you go. Now I'm gonna create this thingy here, and the distance from the circle here is 5.6. So what I'm gonna do is offset this one. So O for offset. Oops. Okay, O for offset and enter 5.6. Click this object and click outside. Now I'm gonna trim. TR for trim command. Trim this one. Alright, and this one I'm gonna offset. For sim value, it's 5.6, so enter. Click this one, click outside the circle, TR for trim command. Remove that, remove this one, and remove this one. So delete. Now I'm gonna trim again. So TR for trim command, enter twice. Click that. And click this one. I do not need that. Now join the segments by typing J for join command. And just window the whole thing. Now this is one object and this one is one object. I don't need that actually, so delete. Now, as you can see here, if you project this drawing upward and looking from top view, the thickness is 6. So press the shift key and the wheel of your mouse at the same time. Move this around. And I'm going to extrude this one. Since the thickness is 6, I'm going to extrude this side for 3 units and use press pull command on the other side for 3 units. So extrude. Click this one. Move it to this direction for 3 units. And then I have to move this polyline. Move for 3 units. So what happened here? See, this one is here on the face. And then press the shift key and the wheel of your mouse. Use press pull command. Hover over this face. Left click. Pull it in for 3 units. Alright, now I'm going to bring my hidden objects. So right click. Hover over isolate and select an object isolation. Did I already show you the setting here? So before we proceed, I should have done it early. Go down to the status bar and make sure your dynamic input is on. Polar tracking, object snap tracking, object snap, selection cycling, and maybe dynamic UCS. Alright, now I'm gonna mirror this one or copy this one. Copy selection. Click anywhere as base point and just follow that green dash line to that direction. And we know that the thickness is 6. So I'm just gonna enter 6 units. Enter. And as you can see, it's on the face of this handle. Alright. So what I'm gonna do is create indentation as shown here. I'm gonna show you the model. So this is what I'm gonna create, this one here. Alright, so I'm just gonna use press pull command. As you can see here, the indentation is 1 unit. So use press pull command inside the modeling panel. And just hover over that area. Once it turns blue, left click. Let go, move it to that direction, and enter 1. As you can see, we've created indentation and turn it around. Same process. Press pull command, hover over this area, left click, move it to that direction or towards the center for 1 unit. There you go. Now I'm gonna join the objects. I don't think I need this one. Just minimize, maximize this one. Alright. What I'm gonna do is combine the objects to just window the whole thing. Now this is one object. And I know the fillet here is 30. So go to solid. Select fillet edge. Go down to the command prompt or the command window. Click radius option, or you can just right click, select radius and enter 30. Select an edge. Press the shift key and the wheel of your mouse at the same time to turn this around and click this edge. Same process, shift key and the wheel of your mouse. Click this edge. Shift key again and the wheel of your mouse. And then click this edge and this edge and enter twice. The next step is apply materials, but change this first to realistic and then type in materials. Click this drop down arrow by the Autodesk library. Select metal, click this drop down arrow and select steel, and then just scroll down. I'm gonna select machine, click this arrow to bring it up here, and then just drag this one and drop it to the object. I'm gonna adjust the lights, so go to visualize, click this drop down arrow and adjust exposure setting, make it lighter. And I'm gonna adjust the size of the texture. So go back to machine or the material browser and then click this pen. Click the image and change the scale to 0.25. Enter. And for the rotation, you can just drag this one. Change the direction of the texture. close. You can adjust glossiness and then close this one. And I think we are done. You can apply lights if you want to. You can click this one here. And thanks for watching. And please don't forget to subscribe and hit the subscribe button to get notified for the next tutorial. See you again.